Over 100 dead in avalanches in Afghanistan and Pakistan. At least 100 people were reportedly killed in Afghanistan and Pakistan after 3 days of heavy snow triggered avalanches over the weekend. Avalanches have killed at least 45 people in one Afghan village alone, and at least 13 people in Pakistan were killed after avalanches struck the region. 2 villages in Afghanistan have been completely buried, while reports say people were trapped in some 250 vehicles that were stranded on a highway. Local officials have warned the death toll could continue to rise. Here are some other stories on avalanches. Avalanche destroys resort hotel in Italy, burying up to 30 people. An avalanche triggered by a series of earthquakes in Italy swallowed a ski resort hotel, burying up to 30 people inside. 4 magnitude 5.2 and stronger earthquakes struck near the town of Amatrice on Wednesday, triggering an avalanche that buried Hotel Rigopiano. About 30 people were at the hotel at the time. Reports say the hotel guest had gathered on the ground floor to await evacuation after the initial trembler struck. One guest, Giampaolo Perete, said he stepped out of the hotel to get medicine for his wife when he saw the avalanche come down and engulf the hotel, burying his family and others inside. Although calls for help were made at around 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the first rescue team reportedly didn't reach the hotel until around 4 a.m. on Thursday. Perete was one of 2 survivors who were found. Both were outside the hotel at the time of the avalanche.
Avalanches, blizzard kill at least 20 hikers in Nepal. Severe snowstorms and avalanches hit the Himalayas in Nepal this week, killing at least 20 people and leaving more than 100 missing. As many as 200 trekkers were making their way from the peak of Thorong La to Muktanar Temple when a blizzard and avalanche occurred in the area on Tuesday afternoon. Rescuers recovered 12 bodies near Thorong on Wednesday. 2 Israeli trekkers and 2 Polish nationals were among the dead. In Manang district, 4 Canadians and 1 Indian tourist were buried in an avalanche. Authorities are concerned for the safety of some 168 foreign tourists who were registered to hike in the affected districts during this time.
Avalanche in French Alps kills tourists near Germanwings plane crash site. A group of skiers were swept away by an avalanche in the French Alps Wednesday afternoon. The incident happened at around 3 p.m., some 40 kilometers west of the Italian border, near France's Écrin National Park. The group of 11 were skiing in an area with no official slopes that had received heavy snow the 2 previous days. The accident took the lives of at least 3 skiers and critically injured another. At least 7 are still missing. The incident, which happened 120 kilometers north of where Germanwings Flight 9525 crashed last week, represents the second tragedy in the mountain range in just over a week.
Huge avalanche buries skiers in Austria. 5 skiers from the Czech Republic were killed at a popular ski spot in the Austrian Alps during a massive avalanche on Saturday. Skiers were engulfed by a deadly avalanche that struck the Austrian skiing region of Tyrol on Saturday afternoon. Despite the level 3 out of a possible 5 avalanche alert earlier that day, 17 skiers moving in 2 separate groups of 12 and 5 were taking part in a free-ride camp. When the avalanche hit shortly after noon, it is reportedly nearly 5 meters deep and approximately 2 kilometers wide. Helicopters and search dogs were deployed to rescue the survivors. Another 2 skiers suffered minor injuries while the remaining 10 survived unharmed. The BBC reports that the avalanche was one of 19 avalanches reported in Tyrol on Saturday.